But what is our thing against China? Our main threat? Near zero. Why? Because the Chinese do their, Chinese language is a problem. The basic Mandarin alphabet, there are 3,600 pictograms. 3,600. Not 26 alphabets. 3,600. I have been with Ambassador C.V. Ranganathan when we went for a 1.5 track to China, the first 1.5 track during the Vajpayee years. And C.V. Ranganathan was a classical Chinese scholar, one of the very few the Foreign Service has produced who could better the Chinese in Chinese. And he was therefore greatly feared by the Chinese, in the sense that he could outspeak the Chinese in their own language. Why? Because the original Chinese, Mandarin, is a synthetic language created by the state in recent times, by recent time in the late Qing dynasty, turn of the last century, fin de siècle. It's not Chinese language, which, by the way, has 26,000 pictograms, which for common and popular consumption was reduced to 3,600 pictograms. So 26,000, you just, knowing for 26,000 should have had to have a almost computer-like memory to recall. It's not just knowing something, but to recall it and instantly vocalize it. That's the sort of thing C.V. Ranganathan did. And I asked the ambassador, my God, the Chinese used to, I remember the first plenary session, and the Chinese were goggle-eyed because he was speaking such fluent Chinese, and I could see that they didn't understand what he was saying. It was very highfalutin, stuff, and he completely bamboozled the Chinese. Beautiful unnerving of Chinese. I've never seen Chinese unnerved. And they just talking to each other, kya ho raha hai, you can literally see, they can understand smidgens, right, of what he's saying. We cannot make out, because it sounds Chinese, but we don't know what he's saying. We are such high classical Chinese. And he would allude to 8th century poet, something or the other, and he'll pull out something else from somewhere in Chinese history and so on. It's a marvelous performance. And I'm sitting there looking at the Chinese, and the Chinese are looking at each other, and they're just shaking their heads. And we can see how beautifully he had completely unsettled them. That is the essence of covert warfare, Kutiyuddha. You can unsettle an enemy by any means at your command.